So in this video, we will be discussing the third problem of biweekly contest 78. Problem states that we are given a 2D array tiles. Each element of this array contains two integers li and ri, which denotes the range that each tile covers. And then we are given a carpet length. We are given a carpet length, which we can place anywhere. What we need to do is we need to place this carpet such that the total number of tiles covered by this carpet is maximized. So for example, here like these are the cells like 1 to 5 are covered by tiles, 10 to 11 is covered by tiles, and then 12 to 18 is covered by tiles, and so on. Now if we place a carpet from 10 to 19, the carpet length is basically 10. Now if we place the carpet from starting from 10 and ending at position 19, we can see total 9 tiles are covered, and this is the maximum. Basically, if we place the carpet anywhere else, we will not get more than 9 tiles covered by this carpet. So the answer is 9. So hope the question is clear. Now let's try to think of a very brute force approach of this question. So we are given like the let's say this is the all the positions, and this blue arrow denotes the uh, positions which are covered by tiles. So 1 to 5 is covered by tiles, 10 to 11 is covered by tiles, 12 to 18 is covered by tiles, and so on and so forth. Now we are given a carpet, like this is the carpet, uh, and we need to find what the maximum like the position to place the carpet such as the maximum number of tiles comes under the carpet. So what is the brute force solution? You can try putting the carpet at every position. You will start here, you put the carpet here, find how many tiles, how many positions are there which are not covered by tiles or which are covered by tiles. Then you put the carpet here, find how many positions are there which are covered by tiles. Put the carpet here, find the same thing. Put the carpet here, find how many positions are covered by tiles, and so on and so forth until you reach here. You put the carpet here and find how many tiles are covered under this carpet, and you will take the maximum across all these possible scenarios. So that is the brute force approach. Now one question that remains is, let's say your carpet start at position x and ends somewhere, let's say at position y. What you need to find is how many tiles are like how many of how many tiles are there in this range, right? So or basically how many cells are covered by tile in this range. So that's what remains. So let's try to answer that. So let what we need to find is, given a carpet length, and the carpet start at position x, so it basically ends at x plus carpet length minus 1. We need to find how many cells are there which are covered by the carpet and which are tiles. So covered cells, like instead of finding covered cells, let's just reverse the problem. Let's find how many tiles, like how many positions are there or how many cells are there which are not covered, and we will just subtract it from the carpet length. So carpet is of length this, and we will find how many of them are uncovered. We will just get how many of them are covered. So for example, if we place the carpet here, we will see that okay, one place is uncovered. So carpet length was 10. So the total number of positions which are covered by the total number of positions which have tiles under them is 10 minus 1, which is 9. So basically, if we put the carpet starting at 10, we will get 9 cells which are covered by carpet and have tiles under them. So now with this approach, like let's try to formalize this and see how we can efficiently do it. So first, we start at position x, right? Now we know that the carpet will end at x plus carpet length minus 1. So we can efficiently find out this end point, right? Like this end point and which range this end point belongs to. We can find this out efficiently, like which range this endpoint belongs to. Now once we find out which range this endpoint belongs to, we can simply do is find out how many uncovered cells are there up till here, and how many uncovered cells are there up till here, and then subtract them to find how many cells are uncovered in this range. Like, hope you get the intuition. So what we are doing is we are trying to find the number of uncovered cells in a particular range. Now, whenever you have to find something in a range, you can think of it like a prefix sum. So what we are doing, we are trying to find the number of uncovered range from this to this. So we have first find the range, like, or the range which belongs to this end of the carpet, and by finding this, then we say that okay, how many cells are there which are uncovered from starting up till the starting point of this carpet, and then how many cells are uncovered from starting up till the starting point of the range which contain the carpets, and we just subtract them so that we get the number of cells which are uncovered in this range, right? So let's just look at this with an example and it will make it clear. So these are the ranges, right? Now 1 to 5 is covered by carpet, 10 to 11 is covered by carpet, similarly 12 to 18 is covered by carpet, and so on and so forth. Now what we are finding is how many cells are uncovered within the range. So first we find out how many cells are uncovered from before 1. Number of cells which are uncovered before 1 is 0. Now how many cells are uncovered before 10? Before 10 there are total 4 cells, 6, 7, 8, 9, which are uncovered. Now before 12 there is no cell, like before 12 and after 11 there is no cell which are uncovered, so 0. Now before 20 and after 18 there is one cell which is uncovered. Similarly before 30 and after 25 there are four cells which are uncovered. Now we just take the prefix sum, 0, 4, 4, 5, 9, like just the prefix sum. Now let's say the carpet length is 15, okay, and we have to find out, like, this is the carpet 5 to 19, right? So let's say this is the carpet, okay, and what we need to do is we need to find out how many cells are there which are uncovered. So what we do is first find out what is the nearest cell which is coming under, like, which is closest to this end point. So the nearest cell which is closest to this end point is this part, like 21's range. So basically this range 20 25 is nearest to this location. Now we find out what is the cell which is nearest to this location from starting. So this is the 1 to 5 cell, right? So we find out, like, this cell is the nearest one to this location. Now we have to find out what is the cell which, like, how many cells are there which are uncovered. So total number of cells which are uncovered before this minus total number of cells which are uncovered before this will give us the total number of cells which are uncovered in this given range, right? So before this we have already calculated total number of cells which are uncovered is 0. Now before this we have already calculated total number of cells which are uncovered is 5. So 5 minus 0, 5. So we get total 5 cells are there which are uncovered. So we can see this as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So that's how we find out how many cells are there which are uncovered. Now let's just take one more example, just clarify it a little bit more. Let's say now we have to place the carpet uh, starting at 18 and ending at 32. So we will do again the same thing. We will find the starting range which is closest to this, which is of 12 to 18, this one, okay. Then we find the closest range which is ending, like, which is closest to the ending part, which is 20, which is 30 to 32, this one. Now we have to find the number of cells that are uncovered. So before this, number of cells which are uncovered, and then before this, how many cells are uncovered. So before this, number of cells which are uncovered is 9, and before this, number of cells which are uncovered is 4. So 9 minus 4, 5. We can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cells are there which are uncovered. So hope you get the intuition how we are doing it. We are first finding the closest ending point and closest starting point, and then we are just subtracting the uncovered cells of those two things, like prefix sums of those two things, and we get the number of cells which are uncovered. So now hope you also get the intuition that why we are doing the reverse part, like why not we are calculating covered and why we are calculating uncovered. Because calculating covered is difficult, like we have to take care of a lot of scenarios, but calculating uncovered is slightly simpler, because we have seen uh, calculating uncovered is just a like just kind of prefix sum. So that's why we calculated the uncovered. And just to reiterate how we did it, we first find out the nearest cell or the nearest range which is closest to the end, and the nearest range which is closest to the starting, and subtract the counts of both of them. So that's how we find out how many cells are there which are uncovered. So there is one more case. Let's say the carpet starts at here. Okay. So in this case, the closest cell which is starting at here is this one, and closest cell which is like ending before ending is this one. Okay. So let's just clear this out a little bit. So let's remove this, and this. So now let's like this is the closest cell which is at the ending part, and this is the closest cell which is at the starting part. Now we can clearly see that like the number of cells which are uncovered before this is 0. Okay, and number of cells which are uncovered before 20's range is 5. So total number of cells which are uncovered is 5. But because it is not actually starting at 5, there can be cells which are not considered in this carpet, right? So we have to take care of these scenarios by just like we will just calculate total number of uncovered cells, and then we will subtract the uncovered cells in this range. So basically we know that the ending position of the range is at 5, so we just subtract this 2 to get there are like then we will get how many cells are there which are not uncovered, which are uncovered, and also not, which also not should be considered. So here like this one should not be considered, so we get 1, and we will subtract 1 from this 5, and we get actual number of cells which are uncovered. So hope this point is clear, though we will not require in our final solution, but I just want to point this out that this is one corner case that we need to handle if we have to find out something like this. Now, let's just quickly see how we have progressed and calculate the time complexity. So what we have done, we have said is what we have said is basically we will try placing the carpet at every possible start position. We will start at here, then we will place the carpet here, and then we will place the carpet here, and so on and so forth until we reach here. And for each of these position, we will try to find how many cells are there which are covered. So to calculate how many cells are there which are covered, if you remember, we were doing two things. First, finding out the nearest last cell, and then finding out the nearest starting cell, and then subtracting those two, right? Subtracting the basically the subtracting the prefix sum of those two. So finding out the nearest end will require log n time, because uh, we can sort everything and do a binary search over there. So that will require log n time. And similarly, finding out the nearest beginning cell also require log n time. And then everything is just a subtraction of prefix sum or something. So basically, for each placement of this carpet, we are requiring log n time to calculate how many cells are there which are covered. So if let's say there are total c number of placements of this carpet, so total time complexity of our current solution would be c into log n. Now we can't actually put carpet at each of these positions, because you can see the actual length of Li and Ri is 10 to the power 9. So C can be of the order 10 to the power 9. So we can't actually place the carpet at each and every positions. So now what we remain is to eliminate C from this time complexity. We want we don't want to put the carpet in each and every position, and let's make an observation to see if we can reduce this or not. So what is the question now is, the question is, does it actually make sense to start at any random position or not? So let's think about it logically. Let's say you are starting from here. Okay, you're starting from a place where there is no car, where there is no tile. Like at 7, there is no tile, right? And you are starting from here. So does it make sense for you to start here? No, right? Like if you want to start here, because by starting at 7 you are actually wasting these three cells, which you could have utilized afterwards. So if you start from here, you will not lose anything, but you may gain something, right? Like you can see, like these two cells previously are not covered, but now these three cells are covered, and this among these three, two have tiles. So basically, it doesn't make sense to start at a position which doesn't have tile. So that's the first observation. We are saying that we will not start at any place which doesn't have tile. Now, like this also will not help, because how do we know that which of the positions doesn't have tile? We have to iterate over entire thing again. So now there is one more condition. Let's say like this condition, wherein we are starting from a position which, like from middle of a range. So basically 1 to 5 has a tile, but we are saying that we will start the carpet from 2. Okay, so does it even make sense? So basically, if we start the carpet from 2, it is equivalent to start the carpet from 1. Why? Because if you are starting the carpet from 1, you are guaranteed that there is one cell which is covered, right? Now, what is the worst case that you have? Like, what is the worst scenario? The worst scenario is, previously as well, this might have been covered by a cell. Like you can see with this placement, this cell also has a tile. But with this placement, this cell also has a tile. Basically, you don't lose anything. Now, I am saying that we can gain something. Uh, let's take the scenario wherein we have been starting from here, okay, or maybe starting from here. Now, uh, see, this cell doesn't have a starting point, right? Or but if you shift it by one position, and if you know that this position certainly has a tile, then basically what you are saying is you will be ending up with something better, or at least as good as the previous one. So in the previous scenario where the carpet was something like this, we have seen that the previously as well it was covered, and after shifting it was also covered. Like this cell is also covered, this is a new cell, and this is also covered. So this is like equivalent scenario. But in this case, after shifting, if we know that the previous cell has a tile, then after shifting we are in a better place. Previously this cell was not covered, but now this the new cell which we got in place of this cell is covered with a tile. So basically we are in a better place. So what essentially we are saying, that we will not start in the middle of a range. So it doesn't make sense to start from here, because if you start from here, then you will be in a better place, or better place, or at least as good as the previous place. Similarly, if you start from here, you will be in a better place, or at least as good as the previous place. So it makes sense for you to always start from the beginning of a range. So just to reiterate over the entire concept, we we have find out that we are requiring c into log n time. If we try to find all possible, like if we try to place the carpet at all possible position. But now, because C is very large, we are trying to eliminate some of the scenarios. So first scenario we eliminated is, we will not place the carpet at the place where there is no uh, tile at all. So we will skip all those positions which doesn't have any tile. So for this, why we have skipped those? Because we are saying that we are wasting something by starting from here. So instead we will start, if we start from here, we can gain something. Like the after part, the later part of this carpet can gain some tiles. So that's where we skipped all the positions which doesn't have carpet, which doesn't have tiles. And second piece, where we are saying that we will not start from anywhere which is not the starting position of a range. So basically, how we are saying this, we have said that if the previous position is always a like is already play like is already have a tile in them, then shifting one position to the left will be good, or at least as good as the previous one. So that's where we keep on shifting to the left, and once we reach the start, we will say that okay, this is the place where we will start our carpet, and this will be as good as starting the carpet here or here or here or here, because having known that the previous position is a tile, and if we bring the carpet there, we will gain at least 1 point. We are in a better or at least as good as the previous place. So if you don't understand how we have done this, please rewind the past 5 minutes and watch the video again. So now we are only left with total n possible choices. So basically that is the time complexity. So n possible choices are starting like the starting position of every ranges. So in essence, this is the total like the complete algorithm. Sort the ranges and then calculate the prefix sum. Remember that they are non-overlapping. So while calculating the prefix sum of skipped part, you will not encounter any issues. Now for each range R, you will find the ending range containing this. So remember, we don't have to find the starting range because we are saying that we will start with the starting point of every range. So starting range we already know. Now we find the number of skipped cells, and we will just take the uh, maximum over all possible covered cells. So hope the solution is clear. Let's just look at the code. The code is very simple. We sort the tiles. We then find the skipped part, like the skipped, and like this is the prefix sum that we have calculated. Skipped of j is equals to skipped of j minus 1 plus the starting position of this tile minus the ending position of the previous tile. This minus 1 because these both are inclusive. Now for each position, like basically we are starting at each position and we are placing the carpet at L. So we are placing the carpet at L. So carpet will end at L plus carpet length minus 1. We find the ending tile, the ending range which contains this L plus carpet minus 1. So this index will point to that. And now once we have this, we will just find out what's the actual ending part. So this is just the actual ending part to calculate the carpet, like the actual cells which are covered. So actual area which is covered is this, and the skipped part is this. So skipped of index minus skipped of j. So this is the current area which is covered by this index. So just take the maximum over all of these areas. So hope the solution is clear. If you have any doubts in this question, please ask them in the comment section below. I will answer them. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you.